Liberation organizations in the SADC region must look at the challenges they're facing with honesty. Now, this is according to Dr Charles Mubita of the SWAPO Political School. Namibia will hold elections tomorrow, and the governing party is facing a tough election challenge from opposition parties that include the Popular Democratic Movement Party and Independent Patriots for Change. Mubita was speaking to the SABC's International News Editor Sophie Mokoena in Windhoek.
The elections are highly contested in the media and in social media, and they are deemed to be of interest because there is a lot of interest from outside forces, and that's what makes this election to be more interesting. But as for us, it's a democratic period for our people to exercise their rights to vote. Every 5 years, we do this periodically. The only thing one would say is a lot more interesting is the fact that there is this illusion that liberation movements in Southern Africa are losing power, and liberation movements will have to give way to some other, parties. So that makes it a little bit interesting in the sense that in our understanding, there is no liberation movement as yet that has lost elections fully in Southern Africa. Yes, the ANC dropped a number of seats, they dropped percentages. The BDP was basically a frontline state independence party, not necessarily a liberation movement. So for us, we are geared for tomorrow and ready to deliver resounding victory and to basically cast away this illusion that liberation movements are losing power. We are going to be gaining extra mandate from our people.
But when you look at more Zambia, we know that today you have a opposition party in government, and for many years the opposition has been in government, and the party that liberated Zambians lost power, and today it's a former shadow of itself.
Well, UNIP, you see, the characteristics between a liberation movement and an independence party are totally different. I'll give you a simple example. Any liberation movement, whether it's PAC or ANC or Frelimo or MPLA, SWAPO, ZANU-PF, they all had liberation armies. UNIP never had a liberation army. So the one factor is that liberation is a fighting exercise. It's not just a chanting, throwing stones and toy-toying. It's not that. It goes further than that. It's a three-pronged struggle which involves military struggle, diplomatic struggle, and political struggle. So, yes, UNIP lost power, but let's look at it.
Including Malawi?
No, Malawi as well was an independence party, not a liberation movement. But look at UNIP. As an independence party, it lost power, yes, but after it lost power, how many opposition parties have taken over power since UNIP lost? And if you were to compare in terms of development, Zambia has gone to the gutters. It's no more the same Zambia that we know. It's not. So this thing of saying change, even here, 2020, we held local authorities and regional elections. And I invite you, if you have ever been to a town called Walvis Bay, which was won by the Independent Patriots, change whatever that, the IPC, check at the last 5 years what they've done there, the change they've brought there. It's not change, it's damage. Total damage to the infrastructure that the SWAPO party had built up from 1990 to 2020. So this thing of you can bring down the ANC, but look at the GNU. Is it making any strides? Is it improving life in South Africa? There is more squabbles than actual engagement on serious matters that have potential to develop the people. So the liberation movements, and I believe we will at some point in time have to retreat and take stock that the enemy that we fought politically and militarily is now economically trying to fight us back. It's not because of anything. The interest is because we discovered oil and gas. We discovered oil and gas, and they are interested in that. They want that by all means.
Now, but do you agree that even the liberation organizations, they also have to do a thorough introspection? Because when you look at the situation in the SADC region, in these member states, the levels of poverty, the levels of unemployment, the disgruntled youth, do you agree that, yes, you fought for freedom, well and good political freedom, but people are struggling, and that is why people would think that perhaps other people can offer better opportunities? Do you think that the leadership of the liberation organizations are really also doing thorough introspection?
We do meet as liberation movements. We do meet. I'll be going to Tanzania on Thursday, coming back on the 10th, and we'll be meeting there as liberation movements to strategize on some of these issues. However, when you build a house brick by brick. You don't give up and say, let somebody come and then destroy and start a foundation. We have started a foundation. The question of unemployment, people are not being truthful about that one. In the last 5 years alone, the SWAPO party government has employed more than 750,000 Namibians.